Hey boys and girls, this is Rob at the Retro Gamer. Got a really cool thing in today. It's a Sears Christmas catalog from 1976. And back in the 70s, I would go to my grandparents' house on my mom's side, and they usually had like JCPenney and Sears catalogs. They were really big and thick, but the ones I loved the most were the Christmas versions. And I basically would go through and circle each item or toy that I wanted in hopes that, come Christmas Day, I would get those toys. And back then, I was born in 1969, so 76 I would have been about 7 years old. And I just remember those days so vividly. Just such a fun time in life. So anyways, I've got the 76 again. I'm gonna kind of just go through this, show you some of the pages. I can't obviously go through every single one, but I'm gonna go through a couple here. One thing I do notice, the prices are just unbelievably low on everything. So if you don't think that inflation exists, you really got to look at some of these old catalogs. The clothes, the watches, everything was, probably about a tenth of what it costs now. We're talking brand new type stuff. So there's the bell bottoms. I'm sure everybody remembers those from the 70s. I like the hairstyles. I like the just the layout's really cool. And obviously they spent a lot of time putting these catalogs together because they had to have models for all this stuff. So usually in the front you had the boring clothes, which again, when you got the catalog, you normally would go kind of straight towards the back a little bit. So I'd say so far we're looking at clothes right now. Let's do the midsection here. I'll stop if I see anything kind of cool. Here's some trains. Train sets, about $50. Nowadays you're looking probably a couple hundred for some trains. Race car sets, about $30, again probably $150 nowadays. Some trucks, remember the old Ford Econoline vans? There's one with the little moon window right there. I remember those. Nowadays if you have one of those, you look like you're gonna kidnap a kid or something. Here's some of the bicycles and tricycles, unicycles, wagons. Back then, bikes were cool. They had the sissy bars. They had big wheels back then. There is acrylic paint sets. Here's some games, little mini slot machines, globes. Wrapping paper and bows, they actually put that in a catalog. They wouldn't waste the time nowadays with those kind of small details. Pennants. Calculators, answering machines. Calculators would be $14.95, $30. That's actually not too bad. I remember some of the ones back then. Here's some of the bicycles. I'm going to move this a little bit more in the middle. I think one of my first bikes like this, my parents bought at JCPenney, and I was just in love with it. You had the big handlebars and the sissy bars, I think they call them, in the back. There's a generator light kit. You'd put those on your tires, and they had speedometers. Bikes back then just was like the best thing on earth to get a new bike. You just felt so cool. Here's some roller skates. You actually would just put your shoe in there and it would clamp on. I was never a good roller skater. Maybe it was because, they were made out of metal wheels, and on concrete and rocks you usually would fall down. So there's some sleeping bags with Benji and Casper the Ghost. Here's some, oh wow, here's some video games. Telegames. So here's, you got your Telegame Sears brand already kind of showing up in 76. Looking like Pong. Here's a pinball machine for the home. Guns, crossbows. Ooh, food. Candy. This is getting more, there's some toasters, little Fry Daddy type things. basically a George Foreman grill, just, you know, 1/8 the cost. There's those little dog banks that you see every once in a while floating around. I think they actually remade those. So, tools, gloves, we're getting back into clothes again, so let's get a little further here and dive into the good stuff. There's a color TV for $350 for a 19-inch. Wow. And back then, we had black and white TVs. I remember the first color TV my parents got was a 13-inch, and that was just like the coolest thing on earth. 8-track tape players. Actually, I'm going to go from this way forward because of the way the pages are set up. Going back to the bicycles here. Binoculars. There's the calculators again. There's some more bikes. This was kind of hard to video because it is a magazine, so... There's some Tonka trucks, I believe, or something similar to them. Again, toys for decent quality metal toys were $6 to $15. Nowadays, you know, you'd probably be spending $50 easily. Some more train sets. Some Western things. Space 1999 game. A lot of games and stuff. Sorry, Payday. Anti-Monopoly. Ha! That would be kind of cool to see what that one would be like. Chinese checkers, I believe. Those usually were real marbles and metal. Pinball Champ, foosball tables. Where's the good stuff here? We're getting some cars, planes. Remember the little electronic organs? Those were always really cool. Guitars, record players. I remember the Peter Pan records that we used to have. Oh, these were awesome. Viewmaster. Remember those little guys? This little handheld video movie player. You'd buy the little cartridges and you'd stick it in. Those were awesome. I remember I had quite a few of those Viewmasters. You had the little reels. Those were very cool. Some bricks, so kind of like a Lego knockoff. Tinker Toys, awesome. Erector sets. Log cabins. Where's the good stuff here? Cash registers, those were popular items back in the day. Kind of teach you how to run the cash registers when you get older. Winnie the Pooh. Winnie the Pooh was big back then. There's the xylophone that a lot of kids had. The little music boxes, the wind-up ones, the wind-up record player, wind-up hickory-dickory clock. Hickory-dickory clock, I said. Sesame Street, very popular back in the day. I think I actually had Cookie Monster. Or no, I had the guy Snuffleupagus, I can't even say it. Snuffy, we'll just call him that. Some kitchen sets were very popular back in the day. I remember the girls had those, of course. Cribs. Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls. Some NFL helmet type things. Radios that were in a can, like a pop can. Some higher end record players. Here's one that made out of denim, or at least looked like denim. There's some guitars. Got some alarm clocks. So anyways, I thought I'd share that with you. Again, from 1976, kind of a cool catalog from Sears. So if you see one of these, pick one up. They're really fun to look at. Brings back good memories, and also the prices, it's also neat to look at those. So appreciate you watching. If you like it, do a thumbs up, and please subscribe to the channel. Take care.